All right, so I just got this 1970 Rupp Snowmobile. I think it's a 440 WT. Yeah, 440 WT. I have the hood off. I took the old belt off. I got a seat, the old cushion foam with it, and the outer seat. So it has electric start. There's no battery in it. There's a starter, but the motor is locked up. I asked him. He was like, it's locked up. And I was like, so it's seized. He's like, it's not seized because he got stuck because it was sitting for, he said, about 15 years, but it's still seized. So I'm gonna take off this part. I guess you can call this the dash, and then take out spark plugs off the cylinder head and see what it looks like. So what I got to do to get to the cylinder head, well, basically just get to the engine. I got to take this plastic panel off, and to take that off, I got to take these handlebars out. And so down here, right where it connects to this part that goes to the skis, there's a little bolt through it, and I took that out, tried pulling it, didn't come out. So I heated it up, tried doing that, still didn't come out. So I'm going to let it cool down and then squirt some PB Blaster and let it sit overnight. So I'll see how that goes. So next morning, I got the handlebars off, got that dash piece off. So now I can start working on the engine. I got the spark plug caps off. I took the brake, most of the throttle cable. Had to take that off to slip it through. Take off the brake to slip it through. Because I had to get them through this little hole right here. Right in the middle. And also the handlebars were going through that. So, but I'll start taking apart the engine. Couple things so far. I just took off the spark plugs, and they're a freaking 1 inch. So my spark plug sockets didn't work. I was using a set of sockets that I have that I use for lug nuts, and I had to use those for the spark plugs. But I take out the spark plug, and there's a little bit of like foam on it and like fuzz, and there's a whole bunch right here in the gas tank, and there's acorns in it. So I don't know if they went. I don't think they would even, if a mouse would even be able to make it into the exhaust and into the cylinder. No, it wouldn't, because it'd have to go by. But I don't know what that was from. And these spark plugs look like they've never been fired. Like they look brand new. And he said it's been sitting for 15 years. Maybe he put them in, and they've been sitting that long, but they look brand new. This one's a little rusty, but it looks like they've never been fired at all. So now I'm going to take off this panel so I can get to the cylinder head. Oops. And I'm going to take that off, unstick it, and then I'll see if there's spark. And then I'll clean it out a little bit. I'll rebuild the carb, and we'll see. Alright, so, I mean, the cylinder heads aren't too bad. I mean, they're a little, there's some carbon on there. It's pretty dark. There's the pistons and the cylinders. This stuff over here I just blew out because, look over here. Looks like someone tried to make a little nest in here. So, I started blowing it with the air compressor and it started coming out of the flywheel. So I don't know how I'm going to blow that out. Because I can't blow it from the top, so I'm going to see if I can blow it out from the bottom. But, pistons, still stuck. So, I'm going to spray some PB Blaster or, well, I'll start with some WD-40. And then if it's really bad, I'll go to PB Blaster. Or I'll just start with that. So, now I gotta get that out. Alright, so, got the exhaust off. And I have the carburetor off. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like a piece of duct tape or something over the intake. And then put the carburetor back on, bolt it back on tight. And the same thing for the exhaust. I'm going to put like a piece of tape or like a plastic bag and then put the exhaust back on and bolt it in so it holds. And then I'm going to dump some Marvel Mystery Oil down into the cylinder so it can sit, because I would just do it now, but I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole right there in because the piston is down a little bit, so let me shine a light in there so you can see it better. I'm shining this in the exhaust and it's coming out there, so I'll plug it up and then I'll just fill them both with Marvel Mystery Oil and let it sit for about like a week, and then I'll see if they unseize, because I've been spraying PB Blaster, this, that, and they haven't come out, but we'll see. Alright, see you next time.